Hello, welcome back to my channel. My name is Addie, and today we are doing a very exciting reading vlog where today's reading vlog is very focused on anticipated releases, and there have been so many drops in June and July. I feel like I can't even keep up with them, and the options for today's video aren't even all the ones that I want to read. I'm saving a few for Summerween, so those will not be included. So let's just get into the TBR for today's video, which I'm definitely excited to read Bury Our Bones in the Midnight Soil by V. Schwab. This is probably one of my biggest anticipated releases of the year. Everything she writes I love. Like, there has never been a release by her where I've been like, ugh, you know? Like, I don't think I've rated anything by her anything lower than a 4-star. So when I found out that she was writing a vampire novel, there's 3 timelines. One is 1532 and one is 1827 and one is 2019. So 2 out of the 3 are historical. I'm sad. I've been so looking forward to getting to this one. I need it. I need to read it. I need to consume it. It needs to go in here to here right now. So this is definitely gonna be the first one of the vlog. I've been waiting to start this vlog because I just really want to read this. And then I'm also very excited because on Prime Day, shout out to Bestie Maddie. She recommended these sticky tabs for annotating because I really want to get into annotating. I got like every single color under the sun, and I'm gonna pick out which ones like go with the cover of the book, and I think it's gonna be so cute. I'm not gonna do this for every book I read, but I'm definitely gonna do it for books that like I'm pretty confident I'm gonna love, and this is what I'm pretty confident in. So, and I just love her writing, and I'm just kind of want to like remember my favorite pieces of it. So I'm gonna annotate this, so I'm very excited to get into my annotating era. And then some other options, if I am feeling a romance or like literary fiction after this, one option would be Sounds Like Love by Ashley Foston. There's a high chance this is going to be read at some point in this video. I really am looking forward to this. I love Ashley Poston. I've vlogged all of my reading of her books. I just adore her writing, and this would definitely be another one I'm going to annotate. Her writing to me is just like a warm cup of coffee, and this one has to do with music, and as a very big music fan, I'm very excited to get to this one. Another option would be to read Atmosphere by Taylor Jenkins Reid. She's an auto-buy author for me. I absolutely adore her writing as well. I haven't really been in the mood for like a literary fiction, so I don't know if I'm gonna reach for this one, but I guess we'll see where the video takes us. There's also the new Rachel Gillard book, which I might pick up later this week. That could definitely be an option for later in this vlog. The premise seems really good to me, so that's been definitely on my radar. But the 2 books that I think I am going to probably gravitate to the most actually come out this Tuesday, July 15th, and it's An Enchanted Garden by Sarah Beth Durst and A Witch's Guide to Innkeeping, and I'm so excited for these 2 releases. So those are probably gonna be the other 2 books I read in this vlog, but I don't know if cozy fantasy is gonna be what I'm in the mood for, so I like to keep my options open in these TBRs, as you guys know, because I am a very chronic mood reader. But those 2 are the ones that I have my eye on probably the most, along with Sounds Like Love. I'm hoping to read 3 books in today's vlog, so we'll see if that is accomplished or not. I am 100% starting with Bury Our Bones in the Midnight Soil. I have to finish my summer class this week, so I think I'm gonna be a little bit swamped with school, but this will be like a nice little break. I've been definitely feeling like the gothic vampire vibes, especially with Summerween, that I missed, and it's gonna be happening in a later video. Don't you worry, Summerween is coming, just I'm on a different schedule than it. But I'm so excited to get to this book. So I'm gonna get a little bit into this, show you guys how I'm annotating a bit, then we will go to Barnes and pick up my other anticipated releases, and I will come back with an update on how much I am adoring the vampire vibes in this book. So it's been quite a few days and I just wanted to come on and give you a little reading update on the last few days, what I've been up to, and bury our bones in the midnight soil. The craziest thing, as you guys saw in the last clip, happened last week where I was going into Barnes just to pick up like the Enchanted Garden, the Witch's Magical Guide to Innkeeping, the new Rachel Gillick book, and then I also realized that I forgot to mention I was going to get the new Lynn Painter book. So I was going in there for all of those and I walk in and I look upstairs and Lynn Painter is there on release day. And I'm like, this is actually insane. Like, I cannot believe one of my favorite authors was just like there. Best day of my life, really. I was so thrilled that she was there. I couldn't not go meet her. Shout out to my friends for waiting an hour and a half to do that. I love you guys. Thank you very much. That was just such a cool experience. She was so sweet. I was dead last in line, like dead last. And she was so sweet and I got my book signed, and I would have brought more of her books to get signed if I knew. I am just so excited. I love doing author events like that. It's so fun to meet the people who write some of my favorite books. And I've also just been finishing up my summer class this week, so I haven't been updating or reading as much as I was hoping, but fingers crossed I finish my essay tonight and then I can just like fully immerse myself in this fabulous book right here. I truly think my girl V.E. Schwab can do no wrong for me. I just love everything she puts out, and this is not an exception. I have kind of been flying through it. I should have done an update earlier. I'm already on page 325, so now that like I'm into it, I kind of have a better idea what it's about. It follows 3 girls in 3 different timelines, 1500, 1800s, and current, and all different places of the world. All of their stories are somehow connected. They're all women who want more for themselves in life, who hunger for more, if you will. They all show it in very different ways. These 3 women are very different. Some of them are a bit morally gray, which if you like a morally gray character, which I do, you get that in this book as well. I've been seeing some complaints that the first half of the book is boring. People are rating this poorly because they don't like the first half, and I'm like, guys, listen, I don't care if a book is slow. I can be slow, like I really can go along for the ride. There's a difference between it being slow and boring in my mind. It is slow, for sure. The plot doesn't get moving. There's a lot of character analysis. It's very character driven for the first part, and we also don't get the third POV until a little bit later, about halfway through, and I feel like that's when the third POV starts to come in. You really like start getting into it and seeing how everything connects, and the plot definitely picks up. However, the first half is setting up, and I can be okay if it's slow, if like it's kind of needed. Like, I feel like knowing these characters as in depth as I do right now is really enhancing the second part of the book for me. So I'm loving it, to be honest. I have been up in my annotation and I love annotating. I'm having so much fun. I don't know why I've never done this, and I don't know if I'm like doing it like right, but like I do it in my own way. Like, the yellow tabs are the best vampire moments. I have favorite lines, memorable moments, and anything that like made me feel really anything. So I'm really enjoying it. My favorite ones to tab are the vampire moments. There's so many good ones. I also just love anything vampires, and V.E. Schwab was like just really up my alley with this book. I think my favorite of the timeline so far is like the 1500s one. I really like how Maria's timeline, it is so intriguing. She is so just like morally gray. Like, I understand why she makes the move she does, but like, oh, I don't like her, but I like not liking her, if that makes sense. But I understand her. I think her story's definitely been the most interesting to follow along. She also, being that old, she's alive for so long, her story goes for so long. She meets so many different people throughout her story, and it's very interesting. We get, probably in her storyline, we get the best vampire moments. Like, we see the most vampires with her, and I think that's why I like her point of view probably the best. So thus far, she's not my favorite character, but I do like her perspective. So I'm very, very much enjoying my vampy book. It's making me wish I was doing summer reading right now, but it's coming, guys. It's coming, I promise. I'm so excited. Oh, also, we're starting to get into like, it's like the 1830s, like Victorian England, and I just think I realized that like that is my favorite time period to read about. I eat it up every time. I love Victorian England. It's just so much fun. Like, I love, like, they're talking about like the ton and the season and like hoarding. I don't know, something about it is just, the era just really speaks to me in any book that is set in Victorian England. I'm just like sat. It's so good. So for the vibes, I'm really loving that timeline because I'm really loving that era because I love Victorian England and I love reading about it. I think Veronica Speedwell really set me up for that one. I don't know if it's Victorian. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm using the wrong terminology. They're using a ton and seasons. I think Bridgerton. I love that like era. So yes, thus far I'm really enjoying it, but I think last night I got so tired right as it was starting to pick up. So I honestly I'm back in my apartment obviously for the night, so I'm hoping to try and like just lock in and read as much as I possibly can tonight. However, I have to finish my essay. I'm making that my rule. I'm finishing my essay tonight. If it kills me, I want to finish it so bad so I can be done with this class, because when I finish that essay, I'm done and I can just lay away and read. So I'm gonna go and do that. I'm gonna try and finish this tonight because I'm gonna have to take a little break from the vlog this weekend, unfortunately, because I'm going up north to my boyfriend's cabin, family's cabin, and I'm very excited, but I don't get any service up there. Also, I kind of want to like read like I've picked out like my like lake reads that I'm going to be reading up there. A Carly Fortune, Ellen Hildebrand, you know the vibe. So I want to take a break from the new releases until I come back. But rest assured, I will be back, but there might be a few days gap. Yeah, after I'm back, I'll be fully immersed into reading for the rest of the summer, and I'm so excited. And I'm really hoping to finish this book tonight. And I also might watch, I don't know, I really want to watch like Beyond the Villa tonight. Love Island's over, but apparently it's never over. And I just love anything Love Island related. So maybe I'll do that tonight. Yeah, I definitely will come on and talk to you tomorrow before I leave because it's so good. And it's like really starting to pick up, and I think I'm like gonna love these last like 200 pages. And I'm just so excited to talk about them with you guys. So it's been a few days now, or or it's been like a week really since I have finished up Bury Our Bones in the Midnight Soil, but I truly, like, I'm so sorry for being MIA. I didn't have a post last week, and that is because I had zero self. Absolutely none, like zilch. I wasn't able to check my socials. I didn't know that Trisha named her baby Aquaman until like very recently. So therefore, I haven't been able to update you guys. But I'm very, very excited to tell you my thoughts on this. I loved annotating so much. This was so much fun. I'm definitely going to do this for like books that I know like I'm really excited about, or like I can usually tell pretty soon into a book if there's gonna be like writing I want to remember if I'm gonna like it or not. So I'm really glad I'm gonna do this. Definitely something I'm gonna continue doing with future books. Overall, I really loved this one. I'm really bad at giving star ratings. I always kind of go back and forth on whether I should give a book 5 stars or not, but this one was really good. It was really good, and I loved all the vampire elements to it. The ending was phenomenal. The way all 3 storylines interconnected was very genius. The writing was gorgeous. There are so many, like, the yellow tabs are like favorite vampire moments. I feel like it did a good job of like being very true to the lore of vampires from what I know, and so I really enjoyed that. And I love books. I love vampire books, and this was so good for like a summer read. It's been very gloomy and rainy, and that is like my favorite weather. Just been perfect time for like a vampire book. I'm not quite sure if this is a 5 star. I loved so many things about this book. I loved the atmosphere. I loved like getting to see different vibes, like we move throughout time. Like we started in like 1500 Spain, which is so interesting because like I never really read books set in 1500 Spain. Like the 1800s London, which is always my favorite and time period, and then present day like Boston, which is so very like gothic, and I loved it. The characters were all so complex and so good. If you want a book with like that really encapsulates like female rage and like the darker sides of female rage, you will love Sabine, or you will love to hate her. But yeah, overall really loved this one. So off to a great start for the new releases vlog. Today is currently it's Friday, so I'm not sure. It's gonna go into the end of the weekend, so I'm hoping to read 2 books. I don't know if that's going to happen, but I want to try for sure because I am a little bit behind on my reading goal, as we know. But after Bury Our Bones in the Midnight Soil, I'm definitely feeling the gothic vibes still. Like I'm in such a dark like fantasy mood, especially with like the gloomy weather right now. So I have decided to pick up The Night and the Moth by Rachel Gillig. I actually have never read a Rachel Gillig book. I didn't read One Dark Window. It's on my shelf. I really want to read it, but for some reason this one is definitely intriguing me a little bit more, like just like the premise in general. It's super interesting. It's very unique. I haven't read anything like it before. It's about this girl, Sabine. She is what they call a diviner who has these dreams about that can pretty much predict the future. She can predict terrible things before they occur. So obviously very important people are always coming to her, like asking her to dream and tell them what is in their future. And she is given these predictions from these things called omens, and there's 6 of them. So I'm very intrigued to like kind of learn more about them. So it's not just her, she has 5 other sister diviners and who can do the same thing. So they're enlisted to do this for these very powerful people by this cathedral. And basically they give 10 years of their service of doing this to live in this beautiful cathedral. We start off ending at the end of their time there, and then they go, all of a sudden a very mysterious knight shows up named Roderick, and I can never not think about Roderick from Die Wimpy Kid when I hear the name Roderick. So I'm kind of envisioning him as that right now. Like I read the first chapter and his eyes are like charcoal black and like he's very dark and mysterious, and I'm like, I'm sorry, I am picturing Roderick from the movie Roderick Rules right now, because like he does the eyeliner thing. So I have a fun little theory that Rachel Gillig got inspired by that movie. I bet you didn't think I was able to connect Diary of a Wimpy Kid with a gothic fantasy book. I can connect Diary of a Wimpy Kid with anything. Side note from the synopsis of this book. But this knight, Roderick, has zero respect for our girl Sibyl's visions. So she's not really a fan of him. He's not very nice. However, her fellow diviners start to go missing one by one, and she basically leaves her no choice but to seek his help and figure out what is happening to her sisters. And that sounds so good. Like the premise of like omens and like dreaming of predicting futures sounds so good. Actually, the moths and the dreaming definitely reminds me of Strange the Dreamer, which is one of my favorite fantasies of all time. So I feel like this feels like a dark version of Strange the Dreamer. I just know I'm going to love that. Also, look at that art. That's so pretty. I just love like moth imagery. Also, the chapter names, they have chapter names, and I love when books have that. I always feel like it's like a good touch. Like I don't know what happened to like naming chapters, but I feel like we have to get back to that. So I'm very excited to pick this up. I did, as I said, read the first chapter because like I always do that before like really committing to reading a book. So I did that just a little bit ago, and it is according to the first chapter, it's really good so far. It's very dark, very gothic, and the fantasy, like the magic system, I don't fully understand it yet, but I'm so intrigued. I have a full gloomy rainy weekend ahead of me and a gothic read, and honestly it doesn't get better than this. So I'm so excited, and I'm going to go and make myself a warm cup of coffee and unwind a bit because I am exhausted. I spent the week like camping. My boyfriend's family is really like, they're much more outdoorsy than I am, and it was a lot of fun. I had so much fun. It's just it was so out of my comfort zone, and I'm so tired. So I am going to hopefully read a good amount tonight and tomorrow and let you know how I'm feeling and give you some updates as I go. Other plans for this weekend is I definitely want to get a little bit further in my knitting. I don't have it with me right now, but you guys have seen it so much. I need to finish that by the end of summer. Like I need to. Also, I just planted some basil in the backyard. I'm definitely trying to get more into gardening. I'm so excited. I just love unlocking new hobbies. And I love basil. It's actually one of my favorite foods, if you didn't know. I'm obsessed with basil. It's so versatile. I am going to be tending to my little basil garden. I am very excited to give you more of my thoughts on The Night and the Moth as I get into it, because I am so intrigued by this book. Made a big dent since last night. I am on page 142, and this book is going a lot faster than I thought it would. It's actually a lot shorter than I thought it was too. It's only around a little under 400 pages. It is relatively short for a fantasy book, so it's kind of nice to like read a fantasy and not feel this like really overwhelming fear going into it. I've definitely formed some cohesive thoughts on The Night and the Moth so far, and I'm really enjoying this so far. It's my first look into Rachel Gillig, so far I'm really enjoying like her very gothic, atmospheric style of writing. It is so interesting, like this world. We're just starting to get introduced to the magic system, which is so interesting, and like learning a little bit more about the omens and who they are like separately, like I said, and we're also learning a little bit more about Roderick. He is definitely stealing the show right now. I love him as, I assume, a male love interest. It is so giving like enemies to lovers, and he really just hates the diviners as like a concept in general, and I'm really interested to understand why, because everyone else like seems to revere them and like fall down at their feet and wanting them to like dream up their futures for them, and they're kind of like viewed as like gods, and he just is not having it. He does not like them, and her specifically. So I'm very interested to see what that's all about. And he's also just like sarcastic. Like his little like one-liner quips are pretty funny. Like I wasn't expecting this book to like make me giggle every so often, but it totally does. He's very sassy, and I like a sassy man. And then there's also another character that's making me really giggle, is that it's a gargoyle, and in this world there's like a bunch of sprites, which are so fun to read about. I'm loving reading about the sprites, and one version of the sprites is the gargoyles, and they live to protect like Aisling, which is the cathedral that the diviners reside in. There was one gargoyle in particular who is so funny. It's very whimsical, it's very cute. He reminds me of kind of just like a cute little like fae, if you will. The other ones are a little bit more like ruthless. He's just a little ditzy. He's a little ditzy one, and it's really quirky. His thing is he calls everyone like Bartholomew, and he's always getting like different like sayings wrong, and instead of saying like I'm beside myself with fear, he said I'm within myself with fear. And whenever he's corrected, he's like, no, that makes no sense. And he's a funny guy. Within this really dark, gloomy, gothic world, he's a good comedic relief. So I always enjoy when I get to see my Bartholomew gargoyle. It's just so quirky and funny, which I was not expecting from like a gothic fantasy like this. I'm also really enjoying our main character. I think she's so sheltered, but I feel like she does not, none of these diviners get enough credit for like the crap they have to do to like do these dreams. It's actually crazy. Like, it's not just like they fall asleep, like you have to drown them to get them to go to sleep. So like they're drowned in this like gross like rose water or whatever. They can get like hurt within the dreams, like reading these like fortunes from the omens, and it's really fascinating. It's pretty dark. I'm really loving the chemistry between her and Roderick though, because her and Roderick, they don't get along. They don't like each other. He like definitely shows that like he cares every so often, and like it's cute. So I'm definitely interested to see more of that. Like she's just like teamed up with him, like looking for her lost sisters, her lost diviners. I feel like in romantasy, I wouldn't even call this romantasy. It is romantasy, but like it's definitely more fantasy heavy than romance heavy. What I like about it is I feel like in this kind of genre though, I can always predict what's gonna happen or like why something is happening. Romantasy just tends to be very predictable, but I truly don't know what's going on. I have no idea why they disappeared. I don't fully understand like the omens yet, or like their role in it. I don't understand if they're really good or bad yet. I feel like there's definitely some dark underbelly of like why like she's able to dream like she dreams, or the history of diviners that I'm not fully grasping. I love that in a fantasy when I feel like I don't really know what's happening or why. And I feel like it's gonna make the ending so much better. So I'm trying to read this in like a day, because I started this last night. I'm already like almost halfway through. I feel like if I really lock in tonight, I can finish this. I showed you I watered my basil and I cut off some of the brown bits like from when I bought it. I might have some with dinner. I really want to make some bread tomorrow or some cookies tonight. I'm craving a sweet like baked good, so I think I'll probably make some cookies tonight. And right now I'm watching Sirens with my mom. It's so good. If you guys are looking for a TV show, Sirens is fabulous. So I'm gonna probably do that tonight, read more of this, either hoping to finish it today or tomorrow, because I really want to at least start a third book in this vlog, but I don't know if that's gonna happen. It will happen if I finish this tonight. But for the rest of the vlog too, I also have some knitting that I have to do, hoping to do that while I watch my show tonight. It's currently 4:30, so I definitely have the whole night ahead of me. I love Saturday nights where I just have like nothing going on. I am really enjoying this so far. I had a feeling I would. It's very up my alley. I'm really liking the writing so far, and the plot's finally starting to pick up a bit, so very much intrigued. But for now, I think I'm gonna sit and read a bit more of my book and hopefully get some good knitting done tonight. I finished The Night and the Moth, and unfortunately I don't think a third book is happening in this vlog, considering it is Monday and the vlog is supposed to go out today. So I just want to close out the vlog and give you guys my final thoughts on The Night and the Moth. And I thoroughly enjoyed this one. I thought this was a solid gothic romantasy read. I had a lot of fun. The last like 30 pages were so good. I could not see that ending coming. Like I thought I had some idea of like what was going on, and I was right about that, but there was this little twist in the last like 2 to 3 pages where I was like, oh, did not see it coming. The ending was really good. It left on a cliffhanger where I will definitely be picking up the second book. I did feel like in the middle it definitely got a little bit slow there for a minute, where I was like it's feeling a little repetitive. I'm not really feeling engaged, because by repetitive, if you read the book you'll know what I mean. Like as they're confronting the evil in this kingdom, there's multiple forms of this like evil, I guess, or I guess the anti-hero that they're going after, but every time they go after another one of the anti-heroes, it really feels a little repetitive towards the middle, where I'm like, okay, like I feel like I just read this like in the last chapter, and like it kind of just got switched up a little bit. So that is probably like my only complaint about the book. Overall, I loved the gothic writing. I loved like the gothic atmosphere. I loved our characters. Bartholomew, the gargoyle, I love him. He is the best character, and I will keep reading the series to get more Bartholomew. He was so funny, so quirky, and he just brought like a fun little light to the book, which I thoroughly enjoyed. I loved our love interest, Roderick. Can't say I didn't picture him as Roderick from Die for Wimpy Kid the whole time. I just couldn't help it. That's like immediately who like popped up, so that made it kind of a little odd. That's all on me for making that correlation. I think this is a solid, I feel like it might be a 3.5 to a 4-star read, but I definitely have to sit on it. After I finish a book, I'm always feeling a little bit generous, so I've got to sit and think for a few minutes. But I think this is probably 4 stars, but I will definitely be picking up the next one. I'm very excited about it. But I absolutely recommend this book if you're into gothic romantasy. The atmosphere is great, the characters are great, the plot's really interesting. I've never really read a magic system or like this before, and yeah, it was a really great read. Also, after pondering it for like a week, I do think Burial Blood in the Midnight Soil is a 5-star read. I can't stop thinking about that book. I loved it so much. I don't know why I was hesitant to give it a 5-star read. I think it's because I know I'm a little bit willy-nilly with the 5 stars, so I've tried to become like more hesitant about giving them out, but that one was hands down a 5-star read. I loved it, and I haven't been able to stop thinking about it since, so definitely 5-star there. But that brings us to the end of today's vlog. I hope you guys enjoyed these anticipated release vlogs. I love filming these vlogs because like I just get so excited about these releases. If there are any other videos you want to see from me, please let me know. Different styles of reading vlog, a sit down video, anything you want to see, please let me know. Thank you guys so much for watching, and if you like me or my channel, please like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you guys so much again for watching this week's video, and I hope you guys have a fabulous week, and I'll see you guys soon. Bye.